Hello, Aquarius, and welcome to your tarot card reading for March 2024. Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the channel. For those of you who are new, my name is Jane. Thanks to everyone for being here. So for these tarot card readings, you are free to watch for either your sun, moon, or rising sign. If you're interested in your love energies, you can certainly check out your Venus sign as well to see if that resonates for you too. So let's go ahead and keep it short and sweet this month. Let's go ahead and get right into the reading. Hello, Aquarius, and welcome to your March 2024 tarot card reading. Let's go ahead here and take a look, starting with an animal spirit card. Lay a solid foundation. Okay, well, this is a really, I'm not going to say it contradicts where we are astrologically, but it's a different take on it. Because we are in Pisces season, we have a lot of Neptune energy coming up. Pisces will then give way to Aries. These are not necessarily the most foundational signs. However, I guess it depends on how you look at or how you perceive what a foundation is, right? I'm kind of seeing the dreaminess of Pisces and the imagination and the creativity. That with Pisces, and then the initiation and the spark energy with Aries, those two things together actually can be foundational for the things that are yet to be built in your life. I don't know that this is necessarily a huge work kind of time, although you may feel that urge with the second house energy. You may feel that tendency to want to focus on what you have doing or develop new skills or learn how to apply your skills in new ways for the sake of earning new income. You know, all those things are kind of on the table, but I really think the dreaminess of Pisces is the foundation for the manifestations that are yet to come for Aquarius. I kind of feel like you have some bigger dreams, and especially with Pluto now in your sign, I think he's pushing Aquarius a little bit, pushing all of us a little bit to get out of that comfort zone, but I would say especially Aquarius and Leo. You guys are feeling it the most, and that really requires you to get uncomfortable and do things you've never had to do before. But don't be afraid to take this time to dream and to visualize and to really think about not only what's realistic for you, but also what's just beyond that realistic marker that can kind of push you and help you grow and develop. Okay, I kind of feel like 2024 is going to be a somewhat uncomfortable year, not like 2020 uncomfortable, but uncomfortable in that we kind of force ourselves to do things that are very different from what we normally do for the sake of getting results that we've never gotten before. You're very close to achieving your goal. Now, when this card comes out, I always feel compelled to say it doesn't mean your goal is going to be achieved this month. I know these are monthly readings, but very close can be relative. And I'm kind of sensing that over the months to come, you will start seeing more and more results. But this is that reminder, like, don't give up, right? The beaver spirit, this is a workhorse kind of energy. You're very close to achieving your goal. It says, don't be afraid to do the work. Don't be afraid to do what it takes to build what you need to build, because you will achieve what it is you are seeking to achieve. I don't see I only have two cards coming out. I'll see what the rest of the cards have to say, but from these two cards alone, I don't have a significant reason to doubt that you're on the right track. I think you are on the right track, and I think you'll be really happy with yourself if you kept going. Okay, so let's see what comes through with the tarot cards for Aquarius. What is it you need to know here? Three of Swords. Okay. Okay. The Three of Swords is kind of an interesting tool that we all have these past pains and failures and whatnot. but it really depends on how we leverage those. And I think right now, being Pisces season, which is a season of surrender and forgiveness and compassion and moving on, letting things go, there is something that Aquarius does need to let go, but it's not as though you're going to bury it under the rug or suppress it or forget that it ever exists. I think what you're going to do is say, I'm going to use this trauma or this pain or this suffering that I experienced, and I'm going to leverage it somehow to help me become who I always thought I could be. This is powerful stuff, this Three of Swords. It's not just like, oh, I had my heart broken. It's so much deeper than that. It's the pain that was necessary to get us to bloom. And I think we all have these darker periods in our life that we can look back on, but not look back on for the sake of indulging in them, but for the sake of saying, I never want to go back there, and I'll do anything that I can to get away from there, or to improve from there. But with the Emperor, it kind of feels like you aren't quite sure exactly how to go about doing these things. Now, this is, I think, where the dreaming as a form of your foundation comes to play. Because I don't normally throw dreaming in the building a foundation category, but I will in this instance, okay? Your dream and your vision are very important, and I think it's important to have clarity in the dream space. Because if you don't have clarity in the dream space, it's very hard to bring things into reality, because it's like chaos in the dream just begets chaos in real life. And I think the Emperor is the part of you that's looking for something clear and tangible and something that you can use and kind of grab onto and build from. So when you are thinking about this new astrological year, of course, when the sun comes over 0 degrees Aries, that's an equinox point. So we kind of have a new year. Well, not kind of, we do have a new astrological year beginning at that time. And we can, between now and then, really think about what do we want this new astrological year to look like from Aries to Aries of 2025. We have 12 months ahead of us. What do we want these 12 months to look like? Because the Emperor really does like a plan, and he does like structure, and does like some semblance of control. But if your vision is out of control, then you're never going to feel in control. The Wheel of Fortune is here to say, hey, Aquarius, doors are open for you. Opportunities will present themselves. They will show up. You will get the emails. The people will come in to help you. But you also need to be really on point with the direction that you're going. See, the Wheel of Fortune can be highly attractive for a lot of things. Right? And this is the thing about law of attraction that I don't think, well, I'm not saying no one talks about it. People do talk about it, but I don't think we talk about it enough, at least not on my channel. Like how, yes, law of attraction is great, but you can attract a bunch of stuff. Some of it works for you, some of it won't work for you. And you have to be the one that's discerning enough to understand what is in line with your ultimate vision and what is not. You're going to have to be the one to make sure that things are streamlined. And that's why having a clear vision is so critical. It is foundational. Because this Wheel of Fortune is going to attract a bunch of stuff. And it is going to attract stuff that might take you on another round of this Three of Swords stuff, which I don't think anyone wants to do. Right? I think with that Pluto and Aquarius transition, a lot of people are like, I don't ever want to go back to that kind of situation ever again. I don't ever want to have that problem again. I don't ever want to have to deal with this, whatever it is again. But there is the possibility that that could happen if you're not clear. Okay, because it's the emperor and the emperor's self-awareness and the emperor's sense of empowerment and sense of deserving that's going to say, okay, of all these opportunities that are presented to me here with the Wheel of Fortune, I need to select the proper ones. And then that's where the investment goes, and then that's what grows in your life. Okay? All right, Aquarius, second row, we have the Hierophant. You know, these three cards are the three cards that have the red robes. And the Emperor and the Hierophant specifically have a lot to do with our sense of self-concept, who we are, our most authentic selves. I think the Hierophant also suggests our alignment with our highest and most divine truth. But when it's reversed and it's right next to the Three of Swords, it tells me that there's some kind of a wavering self-concept. Now, when Mercury comes into Aries, which is only on March 9th, that's happening very quickly. March 9th, Mercury moves into Aries. Mercury will be doing a retrograde in Aries in April. Through March, he's going to enter his pre-shadow phase. So we're going to start to see some of the Mercury retrograde themes that come out. Not to mention, we also have eclipse season looming. Okay, so on the 25th of March, we have the first eclipse in Libra, which is a very weak eclipse. It is an eclipse, but it's not super strong, but it is still an eclipse nonetheless. And then we will have the new moon total solar eclipse in Aries. That's going to be the strongest eclipse of the year. That's happening on April 8th. All while Mercury is retrograding. Plus we've got Chiron in the North Node involved. The moon will be in there for the new moon, of course. So there is a lot of this redefining this self-concept that's going on right now. And we can either rehash and reiterate the past self-concept that we held fast, or we can let go of the self-concept stuff that doesn't work for us. Self-concepts that don't work are things like, I don't deserve it, I'm not rich enough, I'm never going to have this, I'll never be smart enough. Like, these are the kinds of things that absolutely need to go and need to be rewritten and replaced with things that are more productive, more positive, more supportive, and more emotionally stable, okay, or sustaining, more emotionally sustaining, okay? And I feel like there's some kind of a fault, not a falter, but like some kind of a waver or a transition that's going on in terms of this self-concept, which again is so important for you to really know, first of all, who you are, second of all, what your dream and your vision actually is, because you really don't want to get confused when the Wheel of Fortune starts bringing in the opportunities. Because if you're not clear, you're going to get distracted by a shiny object, you know, something that seems all flashy and sexy and exciting, like, you know, like get rich quick type of schemes. I'm not saying you're going to fall for that. I'm just saying, metaphorically, there's going to be things out there that are all shiny and sparkly and they all sound super great. And the temptation is going to be very strong. But that's why you have to be stronger, because the goals that you have ultimately, I think it's going to be really clear regarding what needs to be done. And I do think there is an element of a longer investment, a longer term investment for the sake of those goals. There's nothing quick about what's going on here, okay? I do like the Justice card because it tells me that Aquarius is going to be feeling, you know, even-keeled. Except, I will say, as Mercury comes into a conjunction with Neptune, which he is right now and will be for the next couple of days, and then the Sun is going to come into a conjunction with Neptune as well. And Neptune is really gonna, I don't know, he kind of takes us out of this world a little bit. And the fact that he's sitting at the latter degrees of Pisces, right before everything enters into Aries, it's sort of like a total disillusion, total letting go, total surrender. There will likely be a lot of emotion that comes out, but that can be a part of the balancing act of justice, because when you have to release things, Three of Swords types of things, when you have to cry it out or laugh it out or get angry and yell and scream or admit hurt or something, right? When you have to let it out, it makes room for things to come in. And even though this process itself, the process of adjustment and coming into equilibrium itself may not be the smoothest process, it doesn't mean you're not still even keeled, because I feel like you are. This doesn't feel like the most stoic reading to me. Like, I don't think you're going to have this stone cold face that no one can read, okay? I think you're going to feel things deeply, but I also think you're going to highly appreciate the freedom or the sense of freedom that you will feel once the emotion has been released. And you'll be much more receptive to things when the Wheel of Fortune starts bringing things into you as well. And I love the Four of Swords because it's an indication of peace of mind. And, you know, there's a lot of kind of don't worry, no need to be anxious, no need to be stressed. We'll see what the third row of cards has to say, but from these six alone, I don't know that this is a time particularly for Aquarius to get all worked up about stuff. And the more clear you are in your vision, the more likely you are to be calm and serene. And even when you do have a heightened state of emotion, you can feel all the emotion and still not let it derail you. Okay, I am kind of feeling with this, you're very close to achieving your goal, kind of seeing that steam engine energy where you just kind of keep plugging along. It's not the fast, it's very tortoise in the hare, right? It's not the fastest, but it is persevering. And persevering usually ends first in line. It usually wins the race, okay? All right, so let's see what the third row of cards says for Aquarius. Ace of Cups. Okay, yeah, I'm definitely not seeing a lot of stress, but you do, this Ace of Cups reversed, I'm getting two feelings. One, this is what I mean by you have to be discerning about opportunities that come your way. You have to be wary and understand who is involved, who's offering you things. I'm not saying to be skeptical and distrustful of everyone, but you need to make sure that things align with what your soul is really wanting. This is not a time to quote unquote sell out for a paycheck. I'll just say that. Okay, it's not a time to do that, especially for you guys with Saturn in the second house. I feel like when people with Saturn in the second house do things just for the money, it never works out well. It can be so, I mean, if you're born with it, that's one thing, but like, I don't know. I feel like Saturn, there's so much karma there. You know, there are so many lessons there that when you do something that's either against your principles or something that goes against what your soul is calling you to do, it just makes things so much harder. So making sure, like if you do have a job offer, make sure the company truly is a good fit. Make sure you like the people. Make sure you like the environment. Make sure you like the commute even. Make sure you like the culture. If you're dating someone, take your time to get to know them, right? Because on the other side of this Ace of Cups, I'm kind of feeling a little bit like of a bait and switch kind of thing. Now, please keep in mind, I don't want you to be paranoid about everyone that comes into your life or every opportunity. It's just that connected with that Three of Swords, there does seem to be some kind of etheric string that is tying the pain and wounding of the past to something that's coming in right now or in the future, like in April or like late, or not April, but like Aries season. And I don't want you to act on this because it tugs on your suffering strings, right? This is yet another reason I keep reiterating and saying it over and over. This is why you have to be so clear in your vision. Because something about this feels good and familiar, and it will feel right, but that's not what we're really going for right now. We're not trying to go for things that feels right, because right and familiar is more likely. Now, I'm not guaranteeing this, and you have to use your own discernment, obviously. But if things feel familiar and right, it means it's something you've done before, and it means you may end up in another cycle of whatever it was. The point of this astrological environment is to break out of those cycles and to push ourselves. And when I say push, I really, really do mean get uncomfortable. Because the 5 of Coins reversed, like you've already worked so hard to get yourself out of certain circumstances that were not pleasurable. This is not pleasurable. This is not fun. We don't like to be in these constrained, restricted places, whether it's financially, whether it's a romantic relationship, or if it's a job, or if it's some other kind of scenario in which you find yourself. It's hard to breathe when you're in that 5 of Coins place. It's very suffocating. And this is a product too of the three of Swords up there. Okay? And because of this also kind of, even with the 10 of Swords too, like, first of all, it's time for you to come out of these heavy, burdensome places where you kind of feel, I'm not saying, hold on, I'm about to say something. I'm not calling you a victim or calling you out for playing victim. Okay, that's not what I'm doing. But sometimes we do have circumstances where it's like we are being victimized by life itself. And with all our good intentions and with all our desires and all our hopes and dreams and all our manifestations and all of the things, sometimes it's just like, why can't I get out of this? Right? But I feel like those are the things that are melting away. And they will continue to melt away, by the way, over the course of the next few years. I am not suggesting this is all going to happen in March, okay? This is a really significant process. Neptune is playing a huge part in this process. Saturn being in Pisces is also playing a big part in this process. So this really has begun since March, or I think it was March of last year, when Saturn came into Pisces. And it's going to continue all the way until 2026. So this whole melting away thing, it does take time, but you can do your part to speed it up by having this clear vision and making sure you're choosing the right things that come your way, as opposed to the things that feel comfortable and right. Okay? Let's go ahead and pull out the clarifiers. This will be a very interesting, comprehensive reading, I suspect. So let's take a look. We're going to pull out more cards, and we're going to talk for another 25 to 30 minutes about all these cards. So if you want to join, all the information for the comprehensive reading is found in the description box in the comment thread down below. So we start with the Magician, 4 of Coins, Strength, the Sun, 8 of Cups, Queen of Wands. Now for the Wheel of Fortune, the Lovers. Love the Lovers. All about choices. Oh my gosh, so many choices. I knew that card had to do with choice. We'll take that one for this. And then we have the 7 of Cups, 8 of Coins. Actually, I saw the bottom one, so we'll take it. The Fool. Five of Wands, Ace of Coins, Eight of Swords, another Wheel of Fortune, Five of Cups, Temperance, Chariot, another Hierophant, and Death. Ace of Swords, the World. Man, that Three of Cups has been coming out so much. Six of Cups, Six of Swords, and Page of Cups. Okay, so this is where we're going to pick up in the comprehensive. So again, if you want to join, the link for that will be found in the description box down below. Thank you all so much. Have an amazing March, and I'll talk to you soon. Take care. Bye-bye.